and jump ropes that were provided by Mercy Health. I mean, it was amazing when you reached out to people and said, we have families struggling on the weekends. What can you do to help? The ideas and the stuff and the money and the support from the community, from our donors. I mean, I can't say enough. I can't say enough about how critical it was for our families and how amazed that I am at the community that really pulled together. Not only the nonprofits, but the donors who stepped up out of nowhere. Absolutely.
And I have to echo that, you know, Allison, just, you know, the critical service we've been able to provide to the Mareda Center and, you know, to others in the community. This community really was sensitized, and not just sensitized in words, but in their money, and in putting their money where their mouth is. And they really started moving and contributing and just really supporting those of us that are on the front lines in a way that really has never happened. Of course, this virus is something that's never happened. And I'm so glad to see the outpouring of support was equally as impactful and continues to be, because we're not out of this. We are all still dealing with this. And, you know, we all have, you know, our staff, individual donors, corporate donors, grantors. I mean, all of these folks to thank, because, again, it takes everything. It takes work, it takes every piece of what we do for us to be successful in just serving people, because that's really what we do. We serve people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it's interesting. We're all masked, right? When we're out. And I was in the parking lot unpacking stuff from our van the other day. And a woman came walking up and she said, "Hey, do you know the woman that I graduated from here? Do you know the woman that runs this place?" And I kind of took my mask off and said, "It's me." And she started bawling and said, "It is you." And she said, all I want to do is give you a hug. And I said, "I have a lunch coming up. Will you come and tell your story?" So let's hear now from Shantae Gregory.
Oh man, I struggled for so long with that GED stuff. From 2008 to 2013, that was 5 years. I was back and forth in and out of GED places. I had been here and there to different GED places, and then I came upon the Mareda Center in 2013. Everybody was great. The staff, the instructors were very patient. They did a great job. I had a lot of help. I had moments where, you know, I probably gave up, and I had people who didn't let me give up. The whole experience was 100% great positivity. I'm glad I came here, because if I didn't, I probably would have been still without a GED at 30 years old. I deal with a lot of things, you know, to where I put myself down, I doubt myself, and that was one thing that you guys didn't let me do, especially Ebony. So the people are awesome, and you're going to get a lot of help and inspiration and motivation, and be one step closer to success.
Yes.
So,
Yes. So
come here, 223 Page Street.
One thing that Shantae talked about are being inspired and, you know, sometimes being motivated, external motivators, and people who really helped her get through. So I asked you in advance to think a little bit about somebody who kind of picked you up, kind of kept you going, kind of inspired you when you really weren't feeling it, and believed in you maybe when you didn't quite believe in yourself. So when do you want to share your influential person?
You know, every time someone asks about, you know, who's inspired me and picked me up and encouraged me when I really didn't feel like I could do what I thought I wanted to do, I always come back to my mom. My mom, you know, who's no longer with us here, but, you know, always is watching over my shoulder and still, you know, watching over me. She continues to be an inspiration. Her legacy continues to live on. All of the things that she did to just help me to be strong and to believe in myself by setting a great example, being a great woman of faith, and just really showing me the way. And so, she was my advisor. She was in the nonprofit world. So when I really jumped heavily into the nonprofit world from the legal world, she was the one that really helped me navigate through some of the political aspects that I was not accustomed to. And so, she has been my inspiration all my life and will be my number one inspiration for the rest of my life.
And what about you, Matt?
I'm a mama's boy, so I'm with Wendy as well. I'm sorry to hear about your mother, Wendy. My mom has been through it all with me. She has supported me through mistakes and triumph. I think that she's installed in me that she herself is a work in progress, and it's okay. I don't know. I guess I just I hope that my two daughters can be like her, and I'm proud of what I do, partly because I know that she's proud of what I do. So I have to say my mother as well. She also is driving me home today, and she's right outside the door, so I feel like I have to say. So, but no.
I would say my mother as well. My mom and my grandmother were my mom is and my grandma was pretty hard charging. My grandma had to work when most women weren't working because my grandpa was sick. And I remember one of her sayings is, you don't feel like doing it. You get your blazer on, you get your girdle on, and you go to work. It doesn't matter what's going on for you because you have a responsibility. And, I think I could say the same about my mom. She wasn't one for, I don't feel good. I don't think I can go to school today. There was never an excuse. There was never a reason. I mean, unless you were on your deathbed, you were going to school. And you were going to work and you were going to do what was expected. And so I would say, isn't it interesting, all the strong, the female influence? I want to thank you both for being here today. And I do want to talk for a minute to our donors. I hope that this luncheon experience has been a good one for you and that you've had the opportunity to really kind of see a different side of the Mareda Center and understand that we do work in tandem and in partnership with many different kinds of organizations. And I would say these are two of our most significant partners. Certainly, we still are serving meals with Connecting Kids, and it amazes me the numbers of meals that we are serving. For us, our number pales in comparison to your global meal, but I'm amazed at thousands and thousands of meals. And so I'm very appreciative for what both of you have to do in terms of working in this community and helping support our initiatives. And it's certainly work that I couldn't do without you. So thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
So I want to thank you for joining us today. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to learn more and experience a different side of the Mareda Center. I wanted you to see that we have partnerships with lots of different types of organizations. And I wanted you to have an opportunity to meet two friends of mine who are really partners in some of the most challenging work I've ever done. Your support of the Mareda Center and your support of our initiatives means so much. So thank you. You might be asking yourself, what's my contribution really going for? I gave money because Kathy asked me, or Denise asked me, or I'm a table sponsor, or I was a table captain. But what am I really supporting? So let me tell you specifically what we're going to use the funds for. We have children who have been away from school for over 5.5 months. No routine, no teachers, little interaction with friends. Coming to the Mareda Center to pick up a meal where they're used to being with us for 9 weeks in the summer. So we have children who now are going to need to learn in virtual environments yet again. Half of them don't have computers. Some of them don't have internet. Most of them won't turn in their homework. So we are providing a soft space for them to land. We are bringing in adults to help facilitate virtual learning. Children will come in our doors, receive breakfast, and receive a nutritious lunch, thanks to our partners at Connecting Kids to Meals. We will be helping them log on virtually to their classrooms, check in the morning for attendance, help tutor them with anything that they're struggling with. Particularly, my experience has been it will be in reading and math. We'll need to help them with their vocab words. We'll need to make sure that they do the work that they are supposed to do and turn it in when it's expected. All of those routines, they've gotten out of those habits. And so now we need to build them back up. You are helping us do that. Thank you so much. If you are inclined to give a little more, the campaign is open and will be so for 2 more weeks. The Donate Now button on our homepage is always available. Just click. It's easy. For those of you who've given as much as you can, we appreciate it. I promise to be frugal, and I promise to be responsible with the money that you've invested in us. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.